In today's ever-evolving business landscape, change is not just a word, it's a necessity. Business leaders like you understand the importance of staying ahead, embracing innovation, and of transforming your organization to meet the challenges of tomorrow. But change is not just about technology and processes. It's about people. It's about culture. It's about strategy. It's about aligning your action with vision and ensuring that every member of your team is ready to embrace the new, to thrive in uncertainty, and to achieve greatness together. And if any of that resonates with you, I want to introduce you to Transformational Change Management. Now, you being the superhero in this story, you being the visionary, you being the implementer, you being the change agent or the champion therein, you being the one commissioned with the responsibility of taking your organization from point A to point B in a happy state is all about an idea. And whether that was your idea or your leadership's idea, nonetheless, it leads to one of three things: improved income, improved impact, or improved influence, or maybe all three. And the reality is, the way that you are going to go about achieving those is by one of these 5 ways. You are either focusing on restructuring your organization, you're either focusing on re-engineering it, mergers and acquisitions, a strategy change, or some form of a culture change. All of these elements work together to improve productivity and profitability within your organization. So whichever one of them it is that you are choosing, you can absolutely rest assured knowing that you're in the right place. However, there are a few things that we have to consider here, and we have some formidable foes that we are up against. They are both internal problems and external problems. And as you can see, the list on both is quite long and quite extensive and very complex when it comes to dealing with them. So when we consider just internal problems, things like resistance to change, change fatigue, leadership alignment, lack of change expertise, cultural barriers, lack of employee buy-in, inadequate resources, nearsighted vision, and inconsistent leadership all get in the way of ensuring a successful change initiative. And that's just internally. That's not considering the external problems that we have to deal with. Things like VUCA, which is volatility, it's complexity, ambiguity, and uncertainty. So then you have to consider things like black swan events, economic downturns, regulatory changes, political instability, cultural and social factors, supply chain issues, market shifts, and hiring demand and talent shortages. These are all things that every industry is facing to some degree right now. We have to consider that there is no wonder that we are dealing with a 70% failure rate when it comes to change initiative. Studies show 70% of organizations are failing when it comes to their change initiative. And the reason that they are failing is because they lack awareness in regard to what all it takes to actually make a change initiative be successful. But we won't allow that to happen to you, because you're here, you're doing your research, and you're growing in every way that you should be. And so that leads us to this one question. We want you to avoid failure just like anyone else. So what is your insurance? Now, for me, anytime I make a purchase or an investment over $500, I make sure that I have insurance on that product or that service or whatever it may be. Now, when it comes to you, I have that same question. There's no question whether you're doing a restructuring, a re-engineering, a merger and acquisition, a structural change, or cultural transformation, that it is going to cost a pretty dime. So whatever the investment is that you're making, my question to you is the same as I ask every other client: what is your insurance? Because if you don't have a way to guarantee that this change initiative is going to be successful, then I really advise you to listen on and learn a little bit about our process and how we help to get this done. So my name is Marq Neasman. I am the principal and founder of Marq Neasman Consulting. We are a high-performance leadership firm, and we emphasize high-performance leadership One, because that's our expertise, but two, because change has everything to do with leaders. In fact, change can't happen from anyone else other than a leader. And in many cases, it takes people outside of an organization or outside of an environment, outside of a culture, to actually help to make that change internally. And so here's how we've done that on a mass scale over the last 10 plus years. We've served over 4,500 business leaders. We have a 98% adoption rate. That's actually a really big deal. We've served both in private and public sector, and we have over 10 years experience. So just focusing our attention around the adoption rate and its importance. So just focusing our attention around the adoption rate and why it is so critical to the conversation that we're having today. When we talk about adoption, we're actually talking about what makes any change initiative successful. So because adoption means naturally that we create things like buy-in inside of an organization, and because we are able to decrease things like resistance, we naturally decrease risk as well. And by decreasing risk and resistance, we increase the chances that we actually create employee involvement and by increasing employee involvement, we can almost guarantee that any and every change initiative that we put into place will be successful. Now, in order to understand a little bit more about how we're able to do that, we've broken down your concerns, the biggest concerns that you have and the biggest concerns that most of our clients have, into 4 brackets. And the first bracket that we'll talk about is desired outcome, and what it is that you want more than anything. And we've mentioned it already, but more than anything, what you desire is profitability and productivity. You understand that by increasing adaptability inside of whatever structure it is that you're looking to bring forth into your organization, whatever the change initiative is, you understand that by increasing adaptability, increasing people buying into that process, it'll naturally increase productivity. And in the increase of productivity, you know that what comes next is profitability. And so that's our desired outcome for you, just like we know it's your desired outcome. And then next there is, well, what is the guarantee, Mark, that you all can actually deliver on this? And our guarantee lies, honestly, in a lot of our pre-work process. It aligns a lot in the data collection that we go about doing. And that is, once we see where there is a high degree of ambition, a high degree of propensity, and great leadership in place, we can guarantee that the change initiative will be successful. Then we come over here and we look at how to actually help you to win back time, because most of our clients are concerned with how much time this process may cost. Now, naturally, anything great takes time. You can't rush greatness. You know that just like I do. However, what we can do is win back time. What we can do is increase productivity and increase buy-in. And by doing that through emotional buy-in, and by doing that through employee empowerment, we can actually ensure that this process not only be decreased in time, but that it actually be enjoyable. We can actually gamify this change transformation through the methodologies and different tactics that we utilize within our clients' organizations. And then lastly here, what we have is the leverage of our resources. We want you to use us. We are here for you to use us. And that means that this is a completely done for you process. You don't have to worry about lifting a finger in the vast majority of what you see going on here. Everything from the training, the communication, the strategies, the management, the data analysis is all our team. We handle everything from the start to the finish. Now, what does that mean? That means that we are all hands on deck for your organization. That means that you have our full dedication. That means we're not serving everyone. We are serving you. So if you are an individual that's looking for a tailor-made process, someone that is strictly focused on your needs, your culture, your people, and developing the proper habits within your organization to move it forward, then you are absolutely in the right place. You are absolutely considering the right individuals. And so with that being said, the next steps are really simple from here. I will encourage you to schedule a call with our executive advisor. Actually, you'll have a personal executive advisor that you can speak with. As a bonus, you'll get our change assessment for free, no cost to you. It'll take you all of 15 minutes to go through the assessment and fill it out, but you'll gain massive insight on your degree of preparedness for the change initiative that you are preparing to undergo right now. Now, last thing, which is most important, as you may have guessed already, because we focus so much attention on our clients, we don't bring a lot of clients in. We focus more on quality than we do on quantity. And because that's the case, our slots fill very fast. Our engagements fill very fast, and we don't have a hard time finding clients because of this. So I would highly encourage you to just take the time out to schedule a call. You really have nothing to lose. It's complimentary, no cost to you, and our job is to help you to figure out what's best for you. Hey, thanks so much again. My name is Marq Neasman, and I encourage you to fix your crown and rule the day.